Okay, so in this video now, we've already gone through composing really simple rhythms using rhythm notation. With this video, what I'm going to go through is this pink square here, which says use simple scales such as pentatonic or 5-note major / minor, and using stepwise motion. I'm just going to go through today just a couple of parts of that so you can become aware of how you can use that in your compositions. Next slide. Okay, so I've just put a keyboard diagram up here, and I'm going to be using a keyboard as we go through so that you can see and hear what I'm talking about. And today we're just going to be using 2 key turns, okay, for composing. Nice simple ones, but really, really effective. The first one is the pentatonic scale. Now, just before I move on to what the second one is, I'll just talk you through the pentatonic scale. Loads of you in here or watching will know this. You'll have it. It'll be really obvious. If you just use the black notes, we end up with. So the easiest way to work with the pentatonic scale is to just use the black notes on a keyboard. That gives us the pentatonic scale. Why do you think it's called the pentatonic scale? It uses just the black notes. Why do you think it's called the pentatonic scale? What does the word pentatonic make you think of? Yes.
Because it's like 5 and it's like pentagon.
Yep, 5, pentagon or pentagram, yep, 5. So penta is basically a word that means 5. So in terms of the pentatonic scale, we've got 5 different notes. If you think about the black notes, we've got the 2 black notes there, C sharp and D sharp, and then we've got 3 black notes, F sharp, G sharp and A sharp, and then it just goes back to C. So we've got 5 different notes. If you want to know a little bit more about the pentatonic scale, it's really traditional scale that comes up in world tradition from all over the world, and there's a really interesting video that I'll give you the link to that's by Howard Goodall, where it kind of shows lots of different music traditions or vocal traditions that uses it. So we're going to just use the pentatonic scale for our composition today, and we're going to use something else. This is stepwise movement. So stepwise movement or stepwise motion is just where we don't jump about. We either, once we've played a note and used a note, we either go to the next note above it in the scale, or the next note below it in the scale, or just do the same again. Okay, that's all stepwise motion is, and it's a really easy one to use just because sometimes when we're handling bigger intervals and leaping up and down, it can go a little bit wrong, but if we're using stepwise motion, then we know that it's going to sound okay. So, because we are now using pitch, we don't want to just have it sort of boring all the way through, just do's or just do days. We want to have a little bit of a rhythm, so I'm just going to choose a simple rhythm from the last slide. Click on. The do, 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 day, do. So we've just got 5 notes in our bar, do, 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 day, do. And what I'm going to do now is assign pitches to it. So the really simple thing that you can do, we can just rise. We can do an ascending pattern. So for instance, on this pattern, click on. Yep, I've just gone C sharp, D sharp, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp. With that pattern, it goes. Okay, I've just used that pattern. C sharp, D sharp, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, so it's just rising up. And the other one that we can do is just coming down, so the next pattern. You might notice that I've just put a little 1 after the C sharp. That's to say that it's not the lowest C sharp. We're going to go from the top C sharp and we're going to move down. So this one, same rhythm, but this time starting on C sharp and moving down, in downwards movement stepwise is. Okay, so therefore I've got that pattern. The other thing that you can do is just move around by going up and down, of course. So for the next pattern, for instance, I've started on an F sharp this time. I'm going from the F sharp in stepwise motion, up 1 step, back to the F sharp, and then down to the D sharp. And of course, you can just stay on the same note as well. Don't feel you have to do a different note every time. So here's my 3rd pattern. And then finally, I've just put this one on. Remember, it's C sharp 1, so we know it's going to be the higher C sharp. I just want you to remember, it's okay to keep on the same pitch sometimes. Don't feel you have to put lots of pitches in an idea. You can keep it really simple sometimes. So, just as the last one. So altogether, all I've just done is by using upwards motion, downwards motion, being in the middle and staying in the same place, I've just put for this same rhythm, just different patterns on, and what I can do is string them together to create a melody. So this all together goes. And all of a sudden, very, very quickly, by using very, very simple ideas, but a simple concept, you've got something that you can put together for a really effective melody for a composition.